Hey everybody, welcome to another AvidMax Tying Tuesday. Brady back with you. Gonna show you how to tie this Klinkhammer with a tippet ring. Got a nice chartreuse screen post on this one here today. Gonna do it in white as well, but just to show you, that's a nice high vis option of what we got going on. Throw our hook in the vise. This is a Kona. Great option for the Klinkhammer. This is the BC4 model, doing a size 16 right here. It's got this nice flat upper, which caters nicely to the Klinkhammer style tying. So we're gonna go ahead and start our thread right on that hook, just using a 14-aught Vivis in gray. It'll match our hackle. And then I'm gonna tie in a little 4X tippet. So I'm gonna tie this in first, just rearward right on the side here. And just kind of get that in place, and then I'm going to fold it over, and this is going to help make sure that it's nice and locked down, that it's not going to come loose on us. I'm going to keep both of these sections of this tippet on the side closest to me as I work down that bend quite a ways. So now we can go ahead and add our tippet ring in. It's the trout size, the 2mm. This is the Rio one. Lots of options for our tippet rings these days. We'll go ahead and thread that onto that tippet and slide it right on in. And then I'm gonna hold it back just a little ways to capture this end of the tippet. We'll do a couple of wraps, and then we can pull that a little bit more snug. You could leave it loose. I like it to be kind of tied up against there. And then I'm gonna walk it on forward. And now I want it to be on the far side. Let's try that once more. I want to flip the side. There we go. Just to help that profile be a little bit more smooth on both sides, a little bit even. So we'll go on up, securing that in. And then I am going to walk it down one more time. So I'm going to bend it back over and walk it back down. And I just don't want this to slip loose if you get a fish that's on the fly that's tied to that tippet ring on the bottom. We'll clip out, now that we've gone up and down one time, we'll clip out that excess, smooth it out down here low, and then I do like to come up and out of the way, and I am gonna just glue it for a little bit of extra security. The Zap-A-Gap stuff that I use so often. And don't need too much, just a little bit covering this body. More for some peace of mind than anything. And we'll let that dry. Which is partially what's so great about the Zap-A-Gap, that it does dry pretty quickly for you. Now you can go ahead and dub out our body. We're going to use some of this UV light olive dubbing, ice dubbing. Make a little bit of a noodle. Like this is somewhat of a little BWO Klinkhammer. If you are going to hang a fly off of this, which is the idea, you want to do a real light fly, because it's not the most buoyant pattern, the Klinkhammer, but it'll hold up. You know, your nice small emergers. Kai, who you've seen on Tying Tuesday before, just recently did a BWO CDC Emerger, which would be a perfect pairing to this Klinkhammer. Nice and light, higher in the water column. You don't have to worry about tying your dropper off of the bend, you can tie it right off of that tippet ring. So we'll create a little bit of a profile to this guy. You could do more natural colors too, more traditional style, Klinkhammer tans and things like that. It's just one of my favorite iced up colors to use. Really makes things pop. And I like to use a dubbing wax with it too, especially when I'm doing it on this type of fly. The Klinkhammer, the body, the idea is to sink down below, but you don't want it to get too far down on you. From there, we're gonna add our post, and I'm gonna use a foam post today. You saw that chartreuse in the first fly. We're doing a white here. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit because it is kind of a thick material here. With the Vivus, you don't want to pull too hard on it just yet because it will cut right through it. So I'm going to clip it, and then we'll tie it over the top and make sure that that's nice and secured in place. And then we'll jump behind it as well and build a little bit of a thread dam, get that post to get closer to 90 degrees off of our hook shank. All right, so now we can go ahead and tie in our hackle, the Whiting Farms medium done. This is off of the Midge saddle from them. Make some of the highest grade hackles out there, nice and consistent, which is super helpful. And we'll tie that in on the side of the shank, laying flat so we can wrap it around that post. Make sure she's nice and secured, and then we can add our thorax dubbing to it, which on this bad boy I'm going to use again some ice dub in the peacock black. You could do the traditional peacock feather also for the Klinkhammer. This peacock black tends to be a really nice match, synthetic match for that. We'll dub it on a little bit darker, but you get that green hue out of it as well. So we'll go ahead and dub that in. I'm going to dub it right underneath that hackle for the first few wraps behind. And then we'll jump in front, go up to the eye, and then we'll walk back and cover that other side as well, where we're going to try and land our thread back near that post. Just like so. And then I'm actually going to go up and around the post one time here. And again, not biting into it too hard, just enough to get it around so that we have a base to wrap this hackle around. And we'll take that a few times. Give this one a nice thick hackle. And then we can capture that with our thread. With a couple of wraps, leave it hanging there, clip out that extra material, and then we're going to whip finish around the post. We'll trim this post to make that a little bit easier. And I always like to turn it sideways for this portion. Go around it one more time there. And do our whip finish. And pull her snug without breaking it, and clip out that thread. So a good old Klinkhammer fly with a parachute post, so really just an all synthetic except for that hackle. and then just showing you can attach a tippet ring right on the back there and tie a little emerger to go along with it.